Hello, hello. Welcome to the Utopia District podcast. It's Indie Advent, and today I'm joined by some special guests. We've got the creators of Nintendo Switch video game PopSlinger. Joining me is Jose Abreu and the composer for the game, Skule Toyama. And we also have Caravale from Utopia District, who, to accompany this podcast, has done a full review of the game, an in-depth review. So please check that out on the website. We'll link that in the description. But for now, let's have a chat with these fine fellows. How's it going, everybody?
It's going
Hi.
on.
Yo!
What's up?
What is up, y'all? It's a pleasure to be talking to you.
It's a pleasure for us to be here, I think. Thank you for having us.
That's
thank
awesome, man. No, no problem. No problem whatsoever. I saw the game on Twitter here and there, and I was like, caught my eye right away, especially that soundtrack, classic Skule Toyama catchiness right away, right?
Yeah, thank you.
No problem, bro, no problem. And yeah, it was great to talk to you, get to know you a bit there, Jose, and feel out, expand a little bit on the game and go into some detail and maybe look at it through the lens of future funk and vaporwave, because that's certainly part of what inspired you to make it, I imagine.
Yes.
And obviously Skule Toyama being a future funk artist himself, of course. And maybe even release on a future funk label that may come up later on in the show as well.
Oh, yeah.
Stay tuned. But for now, I just want to say hi. How is it going, guys? You're living in Mexico, right?
That's right. Different states, but yeah.
Basically Mexico, but different states.
Close enough to get together in person?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's not that it's not that far by plane. Yeah, a couple hours, but yeah, it's like food far. That will be too far.
So you guys get up to some trouble together?
Not really, because we contact ourselves by messages and all of that. So yeah.
Oh, you don't get together in person?
Oh
No.
Oh,
Not yet, anyways.
Not
Sorry,
yet.
I misunderstood. Okay, yeah. Well, Mexico is a big country, that's for sure. And Caravale, how's it going, my friend? Nice to have you on again.
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely been a huge opportunity to do a proper kind of video game review with on a major console that's part of the trying to be a representative for the scene. You got a really good opportunity for a fresh audience, a younger audience and whatnot, to get into future funk, vaporwave, those kinds of aesthetics. I know it's kind of rolling, retro has always kind of been a good aesthetic, but when I heard that there was going to be some sort of vaporwave themed video game on the Switch, my eyes just kind of pops like, really? Switch?
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's like, oh, wow. I definitely have to be a part of this then.
Yeah. It's cool to see that as, the whole future funk thing, but also just that anime cutesy kawaii style coming from something in South America, North America, not just something from Japan. And this art style is, kind of unique and current, I would say. You kind of see it around a little bit, some kind of similarities here and there, like the character sprites and whatnot.
If you don't mind me saying, it actually evokes to me a early 2000s kind of rare aesthetic you don't see much, actually, like the early 2000s Japanimation invasion, Puffy Amiyumi kind of style that
Okay.
where you see Western influences with anime, and it's kind of like that kind of weird melange that you don't really see that much, but I definitely fell head over heels for that when I first saw it.
Yeah, that's
Thank
a
you.
great point. Yeah, there's an era there where we saw kind of shows like that. Trying to think of some. There was obviously like Hello Kitty kind of style and Powerpuff Girls, but that's not quite it. It's something that came after that. I wish I could think of another show.
Well, a more recent show with that kind of similar aesthetic is a little bit more adult themed. Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt. If anyone's heard of that one, also kind of evokes that kind of aesthetic too. Although that's the opposite. That's like a Japanese studio trying to do Western animation, which kind of still has that same appeal.
Oh yeah, it's charming. I think
it stands out for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to say about that is just first of all, if I may, just thank you, because that is a lot of work that we put into that. Just a ridiculous amount of effort, but also a huge amount of research that we had to do for that. And it's so interesting when I see other people talk about it, because they all have some of them have very similar impressions, others have very different impressions about it. And it's always so great when you see people kind of from a distance, just kind of go like, oh, it reminds me of this, it reminds me of that. And I think that's great because it keeps it, as you say, kind of current and kind of like sort of stays with you, I think, which is the main kind of goal with this whole thing, and that's something that we definitely try to kind of go for. It's like, let's try and make something a little bit memorable. That was at least the very kind of the bare minimum for us to when we approach that.
It definitely is memorable. I'd say, especially combined with all the other elements like the soundtrack and like not just the way it looks, but the animation style, like the motion of everything, the movement. It's very great. And that was who was just talking, for those listening, was the director of the game, Jose, by the way, in case anyone is confused who's talking.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, just to very briefly touch on that, which, by the way, hello everyone. Sorry, I get a little bit excited, because it's my first time doing even talking about this out there publicly. We spent so many years kind of working on it, so I jump at the chance to kind of, when someone talks about this stuff, to very, very eagerly, But one thing that you mentioned there that I really, really liked was that you mentioned the Japanese animation, but from like the way Japanese animators look at American stuff, and they kind of try to do that. I think they have a term for that. It's like Westabu or something. It's like a weird term that they use. I don't know if it's there, like, basically that is also kind of part of the approach that we took on it. We looked at a lot of stuff like music videos, Japanese music videos that have this very particular kind of style. And that was also something that inspired us very much to kind of approach it like that. So there's a lot of things that are clearly inspired by things that were in the past, but there's also stuff that is a lot newer that kind of looked. So we looked at it through that lens as well, to really kind of nail what we wanted to do.
Mm-hmm. And what was it about these things maybe that you experienced while you were growing up that made you want to kind of explore further and make a game out of?
Oh gosh. So there's just a lot of stuff, but it's a lot of anime, but also musical stuff, like I like to think, I don't know if you guys are familiar, you probably are familiar with like Interstellar, which is like the biggest, like the Daft Punk movie, which is like a whole music video style. It's an entire anime without dialogue. It's just the music, and so that sort of kind of lit me as far as like, I want to do something like this where the music is really the emphasis on it, but there's also like all of these colors and stuff, and I really like Japanese tokusatsu shows. Like I had a Kamen Rider phase where I would just watch like all of the shows. I think I was up to date at some point. Now I'm not, because I got busy. But just a lot of Japanese superhero stuff. Also like OVAs. I like to think Birdie. I think that's her name, Birdie. Like a 90s OVA with a heroine too, like a superhero. That also kind of, that attitude, that was something that really kind of, I suppose, touched me. And then, just weirdly enough, I was exposed to the game Pepsi Man when I was at a very young age. So
Classic.
that, it's weird because just to kind of give a little bit of background here, I am in Mexico. I am Mexican, but I was born in Venezuela. So I grew up in when I was young. I was in Venezuela, and for some reason, I don't know if it's a Venezuela thing or a South America thing, but I think at least in one household, someone that had like a PS1, they had like a copy of Pepsi Man. I don't know what it is, but they had it. I think that also kind of became a weird influence on me as far as like, that's another element that kind of wanted to put into the game, but also like the culture itself of future funk in general, on the last six years or something, that all of those associations, kind of really put that whole thing in my head where I wanted to really like put all those elements into the game,
Yeah. And how do you think that you got exposed to those things in the first place?
Oh my God.
That just based on where you live and what was popular among your peers in school as a kid, or did you kind of live on the internet growing up and just download anime all day?
Yeah, I mean,
I had
because it's
a good phase of that for a while.
yeah. Because it's I think Toyama might also know this, but here in Latin America, on open air TV, like not cable TV, like open air TV, they had like anime like all the time, and I used to watch like Dragon Ball and like Sakura Card Captors. We had magical girls. We have like Sailor Moon too.
All in
and growing up, I
Spanish?
had a lot of magical girls show, man. I grew up watching a lot of that stuff on TV, so I think that's also a big thing that kind of became a part of me, I guess.
Yeah, it's a big part of Mexico to those like it's weird because here, well, at the time when we were kids, we didn't knew it as anime. It was just like cartoon shows, and it had
Cartoons,
dubs, Spanish dubs that you use a lot of words from Mexico and other countries too, from Latin America. So it was like its own thing, and even outside of anime, it's really weird and surreal. But I think it's a big part of like a childhood of a lot of kids, and it's really weird to talk about it because you don't notice until you think about it.
Yeah. I mean, I know there was at least 3 that I can name off, right? Because there's like Magical Girls, Ray Earth, Sakura Card Captor. There was one called Corrector Yui. All that stuff that we used to watch on TV, like dubbed, and it was just normal to us. It wasn't like, you didn't get made fun of or whatever for watching Magical Girls stuff because it was out there on TV. Everyone watched it. Everyone knew Sailor Moon. It was just what it was.
It wasn't like, oh, that kid wants to be Goku. Oh, that's so nerd. Everyone wanted to be Goku. Everyone talked about it. It's really amazing, and I think it's really sweet. But at the same time, it's like, wow, how did it happen?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to hear how.
I'm trying to think of what it was up here when I was young.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, in America at least, a lot of kids were introduced to the same way, like with we had like established Cartoon Network, WB, and all that, but what really kind of made the craze, or at least the anime craze in America, go was what could like be sold to kids. So like Pokemon cards, Dragon Ball Z action figures, Pokemon video games. Same thing with like Metabots or Digimon. So it was really what toys could we sell to kids is what really kind of led to the to take that as what you will, like the difference between like America or Canadian or Mexican kind of introduction to anime was all about product placement almost,
At least for a lot of shows, for sure.
And to be specific about Mexico, the big like product placement we had, it was like tazos from chips. For the people,
that's awesome.
For people that don't know what tazos are like a small circle, like piece of plastic that you play like hitting it with another piece of plastic, and that's it, and that was the game, and you had to collect them, and it was a collection. Like I knew kids that had like 200 of them, and it was really fun, even if it was simple. There was no toy. Well, there was toys. There was like cards and that, but the major like part of like product placement and toys we had, it was like those kind of toys.
Small world.
Yeah, we had Pogs quite a bit. I had a lot of Pogs. I remember the mascot for Pogs, that little like orange, like monkey kind of weird looking guy, scraggly guy.
Slammers, Pogs.
Yeah, I still have mine. I have a book, a binder that has all my slammers in it, and I have those plastic cases, the tubes you put your Pogs in. And my stepdad worked in a tool and die shop, like a metal shop, while I was growing up. And he made me a metal slammer with like grooves in it, and it was so heavy. And I would always win with it, and it was kind of like cheating because it wasn't official. It's just my stepdad like molded it, at work.
That's funny. That's really funny because now that I think about it, a lot of kids could like make them their own tassels and their own toys, but they didn't because they mostly like wanted to collect them. I think.
Yeah.
Well, the thing was like you could win them or lose them. And that was
exactly
like a big
part. It was a challenge. It was a versus competition thing, right?
Yeah. So at the end, I think like even if it was for fun to play with them, a lot of kids like just wanted to have them and not lose them. So I'm sure
some kids got probably screwed by older kids, like taken advantage of. Like, I'll bet you, I'll play you for your slammer 3 of these, and then if the older kid loses, they'll just say, "No, I'm not giving you my stuff. Go away, kid." And if the younger kid loses, then he's obviously going to lose it, right? There's certainly some unfair advantages, I think.
That's when you bust out the Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yeah. I actually remember the movements. Like, you have to bounce them and catch them, and you did something. I don't remember what. I know the names and what they did, but I don't remember what they mean, what it means to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's one where you could like flick the side of it.
Yeah. That's one too.
With a slammer, like the big plastic ones, and you had to flip it over once, right? And
I like the ones that you
worst was when you lost the slammer, the plastic ones.
Yeah,
I think it's all that like you asked me about like what drives me to do all of these things, and I think it's just that childlike thing that you kind of keep to yourself for most of your life, but that everyone that's around you kind of also enjoys, so it's being able to express it. I think that's probably also like part of that, but I think weirdly enough it's just one of those things that in a way kind of transcends that, where you're from, because I think at this point everyone sort of has seen a lot of those things, and that's part of the culture too. So it's like, it's just a lot of those elements, I think, that make it kind of made me do something like this. Now that now that we're talking about it, it's like, yeah, it's probably that.
Well, that's awesome, man. I wish I watched more anime as a kid. I only ever saw like Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon. I didn't watch anything like real anime, kind of like Gundam or JoJo's or One Piece or anything like that, or not that I've seen those to this day, but I have seen like Cowboy Bebop and Code Geass and Death Note, whatever. But I don't have those memories attached to me from my childhood, and so they haven't impacted my life as much, I don't think.
I will say that too, because like to not get too much into it, a lot of like families are very traditional and they didn't like those shows. So like you could watch them. Don't watch those things. Those are shows for the devil or something like that. And so in my part, I think that's the reason, because, but no, the reason why I know them like on a technical level more than a childhood, like remembering things. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, I know them, but I didn't have like that type of childhood, which I kind of regret. But it is what it is. So yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely. As a nerd growing up in the Midwest, I feel for you. Every cartoon, animated or not, was made by the devil. Harry Potter, Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, Beyblades. You make your own out of like little note cards. That's also by the devil too, and you got to take and confiscate all that. Can't have you believe in any of that stuff. Like, I don't know. Looks at Pokemon cards, Pikachu. What even is a Pikachu?
Yeah, you're only like exposure to that kind of stuff. Luckily, it was from your friends. Like, they talk you about it, and maybe you kind of like glimpse a little bit, but you couldn't sit and watch it because like, no, turn that thing off. Don't watch that.
That's what's so cool about this game, because it brings you back to that time in your life when you got to share those things with your friends.
Yeah. I mean, even if there was a lot of bad things, there were good things, a lot of good things, and that's one of them. What you said about sharing and talking about it with people that you know like that kind of stuff too.
I really hope that's something, by the way, that happens with this game, like where it's the word kind of spreads out kind of that way. It's like, hey, it's the game, but it's like a girl and she has like, a cola gone, it's like, all of those little things. It definitely is, like you said, something that we were thinking of when we were working on this. It was a big part of it. That was one of the driving forces for sure.
It's such a great. I love those little ideas about it. I haven't played the game myself, but I've seen stuff here and there, and yeah, the soda gun or cola gun. She's shooting cola at people. Like, that's such a nice, wholesome part of the show of the game. So can we just rewind a little bit and tell people about the game a little more, like the type of game it is, how it all works, what the objectives are, and everything?
Sure. So it's a narrative-focused musical shooter, right? And what that means is there's a lot of story, kind of based on those TV shows that we kind of talked about before. It's kind of like very, kooky, kind of like very silly, but also there's like some points where it kind of gets a little bit serious. But then there's also like the musical aspect of it and the shooting aspect of it, where you basically are. It's kind of like some people call it like a beat 'em up with a beat 'em up with projectiles, where it's kind of like you have a big kind of juicy character sprite with animations, but instead of beating people up, she's obviously shooting them with the gun. So that became like a big aspect. But every part of it is also like very much. It has a big relationship with the music, right? So like when you shoot, every sound that the shooting makes, it's like a note, a musical note. So you can kind of shoot, let's say, on the beat or off the beat if you want to, and kind of have a little musical effect. You can kind of shoot. It's very satisfying. Like also like the laser gun, the cola gun, that has like a little effect, and that effect kind of changes depending on the track. Yeah. And the music, the game has a very dynamic soundtrack, which means like when you do good at the game, which is basically like shooting sequences of enemies at a certain kind of like colors, right? It's like a color combination. So you shoot the enemies at a certain sequence, and if you do good, the music gets better and hyper. So that's kind of to get you going. So it's very much, there's a very kind of direct relationship between the music and the aesthetic of the game, and that is also on purpose, because it's like, we wanted to make something very, very musical. So everything that you kind of do, or that the player in a way does, there's a little bit of a musical aspect on it. But there's also like the narrative aspect with all of the voice acting and the animations. There's some cinematics too that are kind of like music videos, like mini music videos or micro music videos. They were made in that fashion.
Wow.
And it's very much those aspects, I think, that relationship that really kind of makes the game stand out, not just because of the aesthetic, but also like just how that kind of works as a game. We definitely put a lot of thought into those things and how they work. Like that feedback. I think it's really fun.
Yeah. Oh man, it sounds so fun. I can't wait to. I don't have a Switch, so I get to play it. But so speaking of the music portion of the game, let's have a listen to one of the tracks from the game and give people a little taste of what it sounds like. We are going to put on Funky Disc by Skule Toyama. Damn, that's funky. Take me to the club.
Just gonna be vibing and putting that on loop probably when the album when I just kind of chill on the game. Just do you have a game?
Oh yeah.
Did you have to finish the game?
Please.
No, I don't.
Please do that. Please do that.
Yeah, now
that's what it's all about.
Oh wait, I wanted to say something that now that I think about it, we don't have like I don't think the game had like a limited time of like loops, like you could leave them on. I think I don't know, Jose, if you did that.
Yeah, it basically goes on, for as long as you want. When you get to like the whatever rank man you're at, the whatever progression you're at, you stay there and you can just chill.
Oh yeah,
listen to it,
Then there you go. You can do that in the game.
I first got the code.
That's a feature.
And I was in the overworld. That was like I kind of spent like a good 30 minutes or so just kind of like in the overworld level select, just up in my head, just like I really need to play the game. I can just stay here and a little while, just kind of vibe out to the music.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That was also something that I was doing while I was working on it. Sometimes I would just put it on and I'd just be on set district, and it'd be like, oh yeah, I'm just chilling and I'm just listening, and it's almost like like a painting, I guess, in a way, where you kind of look at it and you're kind of admiring it. You're not necessarily interacting, but you totally can though. But you're like listening to the music and just vibing it. It's just great. That's the magic of the game. You can just do that. And it's fine. That's why you don't put a time limit or anything like that, because you can just do that.
Yeah, exactly. So for anyone that doesn't have a Switch and can't do that, there's an exclusive cassette coming out soon. I don't know if you want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. It's been...
no, it should be... Yeah, no, soon. Yeah, not out quite yet when this episode comes out.
That's right. It's by Neon City Records, and that has been like an amazing surprise for us. I think for Toyama especially, right?
Yeah. Because I always wanted to like send that record or something to them, but all the time, the usual, I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I have something that they will want to put out. So it's really amazing. I mean, I don't want to say like just because it's the game, because like, I mean this is was like a big project and I'm really proud of it. So I know that maybe I need to like trust on myself more and that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was a really big surprise of having the whole like soundtrack on the label.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations.
Yeah.
That will be great to also help get the game in front of some other people's eyes too.
Instant pickup for me, man.
I agree. I've always been waiting and looking forward to the day of when because we talked about that a little bit before, back during Flamingo Fest.
Yeah.
When we last spoke like over a year ago, and you deserve it because also like we talked about before the podcast, you've kind of been on hiatus in the scene a little bit.
Yeah,
and
let's wonder. Okay, keep going. I want to say something.
No, I was just gonna say, like, when you kind of go throughout, the scene, and then a month goes by, and then you see someone's name come up, or you hear about someone, or you want to hear their music, and then you like look up, hey, I wonder what they're up to, and you don't, and it's like, oh, right, I haven't heard or anything from that artist or got any emails from them in a while. I wonder what's up. And so I always, here and there, I've been thinking, I wonder what Skule's up to. And then, surprise,
yeah,
you've been working your ass off on this.
Yeah, it has been not like ugly difficult, but like hard working difficult. But I need to like put my full focus on this, and it sounds really like...
It sounds really good, man.
It sounds sad in some ways, because, well, something that I don't want to put publicly a lot because well, it involves a lot of other people. So I had like 3 collabs that like they were saying, oh, do you want to work on this song? Yeah, I'm going to check it out. But I had to put that on hold because of the game. So yeah, I had to like kind of disappear in some way to work on this, and it definitely paid off. So I'm really proud of that, and I'm going to come back again to like online presence of talking to people and my social media and all of that. So yeah. Let's just say that when I leave, I'm not leaving. I'm just like working on the shadows. Again.
No, it's great to see. Some people they talk about what they want to do, and maybe they do it, maybe they don't. But it's what I love to see is people's results. Like that's what impresses people. Like what you actually make, what you learn. What you put your time into, basically, right? So it's so cool to see, man. I'm really, really loving it. And so if you want to hear it, it'll be coming out on Neon City Records on February 2nd, which is also when the game comes out on Nintendo's store. And the link for the game, if you want to check it out, is nintendo.com/games/detail/PopSlinger-Switch. Nintendo.com/games/detail/PopSlinger-Switch. And looks, it's $15 if you want to grab yourself a key.
I wanted to just say very briefly that the game. I think the game and the OST, like the soundtrack, there's obviously they're separate releases and for obvious reasons, but I think the soundtrack works can coexist with the game. As its own LP record. It's like you kind of enjoy it in a different way. So I hope that when people get it and they're able to also get the game, they are able to enjoy both, because they're both to be enjoyed in different ways. But at the same time, it's all, you're still taking from the source, if that makes sense.
I have heard a lot of like tales of games that release their soundtracks, but it's really difficult because maybe they did systems with them, or like they did like specific things that don't work on a format of a full album or LP. But I'm really happy that this time, in this situation, it did work, because I did make the full songs, but I did them in sections, like the ranks and all of that there is in the game. I did sections for each part, so the full song or the song in the LP will be like a combination of, like, you will say, an automatic like follow up of the whole of a whole gameplay, you will say. So yeah, it definitely is the same, but if you hear them separately, they are their own thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like maybe the track order, or obviously like the length, like I said, and in the game being able to like go back and control kind of instead of just listening to the whole cohesive package as a unit on its own. But yeah, check it out. We'll put the links for all the releases in the description, in the show notes, and have a listen. And yeah, February 2nd, should be able to check it out.
Oh yeah.
So I just wanted to dive in a little bit into how you got into developing games and who all kind of helped work on it, whether it's the actual programming and mechanics and the development of that, and the art as well.
Oh my gosh. Well, for me, it's been a journey, because I've been working on games at this point for a couple of years now, like about 3 to 4. I've done a few other, I've done a console release on the past for another studio, a game named Pictooie, that's more like a Picross puzzle thing. And I did like a mobile game thing for like a little Halloween game for the iPhone. And those things kind of, I was working on PopSlinger almost parallel to those things, and it was like those projects that I was doing, they taught me a lot about, the things that you can and cannot do to kind of get ahead. Because at the time, it's been, we say that it's 2 years, because it's been 2 years really, since we got, like, Nintendo gave us the, authorization to self-publish. But before that, it's been on my mind. The game was on my mind, and we tried doing a lot of things, playing around until it took form. And it was just, this whole process, I think, of discovery for us, because I wanted to make this game. I think I used to listen to a lot of artsy music videos. Listen and watch, and it was like, I want to make something like this. So when it came down to the technicals, it's like, well, I have to learn, I have to play other games. I played a lot of other games, like Dynamite Dogs, the World Ends With You. It wasn't just like 90s stuff. Like, it was also like more modern stuff as well. And it was also like getting a team of people involved, because it wasn't obviously just me, but we got Diego, which is like the Diego Andres Martinez is his name, which is like the main artist of the game, the character designer. He was in college at the time when I met him, and I kind of grabbed him right out of college. I kind of picked him up, and we kind of started working. And obviously, he didn't necessarily know a few things about game development that I did. So I was kind of trying, in a way, I was kind of like like the men, like the jinn, where I'm like, we have to work and work together and get through this, because I've been through this before, and it was this whole, again, process of discovery, of finding the right people. Tanya Reyes too, she did like the work for the background, which was amazing. We got inspired by everything, man. Like Outrun, like what's the name? Hiroshi Nagai paintings, all that stuff. The album, like album covers, from like the Yamashita. I forget the full name.
Tatsuro Yamashita.
Tatsuro, yeah. Stuff like that, and it was just like, okay, does this fit with the style that we have? And we had to do like a lot of visualizations of the process. We had to sketch a lot of stuff. Ria herself went through so many changes that it's kind of crazy that she came out as well as she did. And so primarily Ria, but like the other characters as well, went through like this evolution process. Mm-hmm. In fact, just to kind of be very brief about this, but the game wasn't even going to have voice acting. Like when we found the actress for Ria and Jin, which is, by the way, the same actress for both of them, Betty's her name. She's amazing, Betty VA, and she basically pushed me to kind of make a game with like full-on dialogue. It was a risk, but I think it paid off. And obviously, when it came to like the music, I went through a few collaborators that kind of, some of them kind of worked with me, but others didn't, and we kind of went through this situation. It's like, well, I have to find like the right person to work with. I myself do music, and that's, some of it is in the game, like a good part of the soundtrack is some of my tracks. So I was really looking for someone that could basically handle all of the real heavy lifting, which is the game. And then, I met Toyama, through the music, through the scene. And, I approached him about this, and it was just this whole process too of working. I think it was for everyone as a unit, it was just like, we want it to be like this. We had a vision, but like, we have to figure out how to get it right. How to get it, within the time, the scope that we have, the budget that we have to. We didn't want to go too crazy either, don't do impossible things, because that will kill your development. But at the same time, it's like aiming for the sky, right? It's like, oh, we got to do it because we know we can do it. We know we can do like cinematics, and we know we can do like these animations, And it was this whole process, to get to where we are. Very challenging, but very, very fun.
Wow, that's so inspiring, man. You're so determined and disciplined. I love it. I have a bit to learn from you, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because I worked with other people in the past, people that have been in this industry for more than 30 years. My old boss, Jules Watkins, his name is great, amazing creator. He's done like Mutant Mods and Seal Drifter and just some amazing games. So I had the chance to work with him a little bit on some other projects, and he was like, I better learn the ropes from this, because if I want us to survive while we were working on this project, I have to learn to be disciplined. As you said, we really have to get our heads together and get it to work, and communicating, which is so important. With Toyama, I think, I guess we left it as a habit now, because we talk every day, and that's how it was while we were working. We were just talking every day, and it's like, hey, let's do this, let's do that. And Toyama's so nice, by the way. He's the best to work with, because he's the kind of guy that you tell him, let's do this, and he doesn't say no or but or whatever. He just goes for it. It's like, let's look for all of these inspirations.
Yeah, and I have to say this because it's really weird, but I'm not the kind of person that works on teams. I'm really like a solo person. I work on my own stuff and all of that. But I know that when I know something works and I feel comfortable, and I know like something good will come out of it, I put my full attention to it. So yeah, it was weird, but at the same time, it was really nice to work on this game, and the whole process of like getting contacted by Jose, because I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to get into it too deep, but I worked on a video game before Jose, but I don't know what happened, but I didn't hear from that person. They didn't talk to me, so I left it as that, and I didn't knew what to do. But then Jose contacted me, and it was like talking and knowing and references and all of this, and it was really nice. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to working again, but also opening like my doors to be like, let's just say more open to a lot of different projects. So yeah, it was really fun and amazing to work on this game, the whole process, and even even before that. Yeah, what were you gonna say?
Awesome. Like I was gonna say, I was like the manic pixie dream girl, that thing. I was like that. I kind of came in and I kind of pulled him into this whole different world, of things. And and we both learned, because I didn't know nothing about the scene either, so through him, I also learned a lot of stuff, So we were both kind of learning off of each other's worlds, We kind of fed off of each other's kind of personal work culture environment, if that makes sense,
Yeah, yeah. And I want to say this in a way that it's not really like too outside of like what Jose said before about working with me, but I want to be honest. A lot of the moments that you say, "Oh, do this, do that," I was thinking, "Oh yeah, I know what to do," but what if I do it better? And that was like the whole process of making the songs and the music. Like, oh, you want to do this? Oh yeah, but I want to do something like completely unnecessarily complicated and more like complex. So yeah, it was like that whole process of like Jose telling me stuff, and oh, it's about this, it's about that, and me just adding stuff that he didn't tell me to, but it did work at the end.
No, it sounds like you were really stoked on being involved and having the opportunity, and you've worked your butt off, and it came out so great. I'm really, really happy, like I said. And how serendipitous was it for you to get approached by Jose? Out of all the future funk artists, it could have been anyone. And I'm curious, what was it about Skule and his work that I guess, living in Mexico helps, of course, being from the same country, but anything else?
Yeah, I mean, because it was, I'm not gonna lie, because my first exposure to Toyama was stereo, and that's kind of how I sort of saw it. I kind of do the thing that I do when I work is I try to really visualize hardcore what I wanna do. So like if we're gonna do something, right, and say I'm working with Diego on like a room of the game or like a dialogue, I ask him, hey, let's kind of draw what we want to do. Let's kind of visualize it, before we actually get to put any of the hard and awful work that we have to do. So for Toyama, it was kind of the same for me, because what I did, I sort of downloaded like I think the stereo track itself, and I put it on the Waveform CD level, and I put it there, and I was just like, this is what I'm looking for. It's like, this is exactly the kind of tone and the thing that I've been looking for since forever, right? On top of the fact that he was also like in the same country as I was, which made it easier, because I had other collaborators. I had one that was in Japan, so that was kind of a little bit more difficult as well, but that kind of really pushed me to kind of approaching, because I have to, at the time, just by the way, I was really afraid of approaching people. I think I didn't get to approach people until I approached Bethy on like the voice acting, because I was afraid like, oh, they're going to think I'm a phony. They're going to think I'm lying to them about the things that I'm going to make. So I kind of thought the same about Toyama. Like, I'm going to approach him, and I really hope that this is the one, because I think I went through like 2 other people before getting to Toyama, where things just weren't working out. It's like, oh, please be like the person that I want to work with, and then that happened. He was so, like you said, it was serendipity. It was good fortune. I think the fact that we both speak the same language too, that helped incredibly in the communication. So it was just a lot of that. I think we really just kind of hit it off, in even though we don't necessarily enjoy like literally the same things, like not everything, but we learn off of well, I can speak for myself where I say like I learned a lot from him, so I really enjoyed that part too.
Yeah. It was a really fun process because I was looking at the game. If I want to, well, I want to talk about my vision of what I thought of the game. I was really into it, like visually, we'll say. But and it's really weird to say that because I know you and a lot of people like say that, oh, it's so good and so interesting looking visually and musically and all of that. And it's weird to say because I only saw it visually and I did the music. So it was like okay, if I want to hear and watch this game, I want to do something that I like. And that was like the whole process of the music because I always like when I finish a song, I just put it on loop for like you will say 20 minutes and doing something else. And if it doesn't drive me crazy, well, of course I'm not talking about, oh, it's amazing. I'm talking about I hate this so much I don't want to hear it again. if that doesn't happen, I know that it will work, and that
You're onto something.
and that was a big part and an important part of making the music because of the whole deal about loops and the levels and ranks and all of that. So yeah, I think like it was good fortune and a perfect fit of how I work with how the music works and the game and all of that, and of course working with Jose and all that communication. So yeah, it's really weird and amazing, and I don't want to say it was like pure luck, but it feels like that. It feels like it was pure luck and pure destiny that it happened like that.
Fate.
Yes, it was fate.
Yeah.
It was. I keep saying. I tell him it's like I don't know, because you said you didn't see JoJo, but in JoJo they say like there's fate that draws the stand users together, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what happened because the force of gravity, the force of fate, just kind of drew us together to make this happen. It had to be this way. It had to be like this. And I just wouldn't have it any other way. Honestly, like I wouldn't have it any other way, really.
That's so awesome. So I want to know a little bit more about the music, like how you got into the mindset of Caravelle. Like, I'm so sorry, I just keep going off on question, but please chime in at any time.
Oh no, I mean I'm here for the story, like I'm definitely you're asking the right questions.
I'm here for the ride.
Yeah, I'm just
cool,
man. The music. I'm just the enjoyer.
If you ask me about the music, man, I have a lot of histories. I think like all the tracks have their own like points and moments. But well, I want to talk about the one that we heard, like Funky Disc, because if things didn't happen like they did and how the song turned out, the song was going to be completely different. I had to redo the whole song. Like it was not the at the end, but it was in the middle. It was like, this is working, but maybe it's not perfect because at the moment he told me about like a digital world and something about VTuber, something like that. So I did the music, but at that moment I didn't saw a level by itself. So I kind of went by the idea of it, but when I saw the level, I thought this is not what it needs. So it was like a whole redo. Of course, not the sounds. The sounds worked, like the synths and all of that and the mixing, but it had to be different. And a big part of like inspiration was like I don't know, I don't remember exactly how, but something about the BA that did the voice of the of the voice of the boss and that level. Like I don't know if Jose told me that she knew how to sing or something like that, but I was thinking maybe something like BA singing or like that whole ordeal of like you a lot of people saw that on the internet, like BA's singing and VTuber singing. There is that whole world of that kind of videos. So I was thinking of that. It was a big part. So yeah, I made the song and I wrote the lyrics. And
nice.
This is really weird. I'm not really sure if I will show it in the future, but there is a version of that song with my voice, like a whole song, a whole version, like an edit, a demo kind of version. So I'm going to think about releasing it because I'm not like a singer when I make my music.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I made the song and I asked the BA. Well, Jose asked the BA and sent it the files. So yeah, after hearing the voice and and the music together, it was like this is exactly what it needs.
It's
Nice.
I just wanted to
make a deluxe edition where you show the illustrations of the main character through the progression from the first version to now, and your singing version of the song.
Yeah, I mean, I still have it. I don't know how I'm going to release it or show it, but I'm sure I will. Yeah, so just
maybe at a live event.
I mean, yeah, okay. Talk you, Jose.
No, just wanted to say very quickly, because I this is something that needs to be known. It's just kind of crazy that the actress actually knew how to sing, and the fact that I kind of went for it and approached it. That's how Toyama and I work. It was just like, we're just gonna go for it. I was just like, I approached her and I say, hey, by the way, because we were working on the the acting side of things. I said, can you sing? Say, well, we can try a few things, and then obviously Toyama did his thing, which by the way was great. I really hope you show it eventually. But it's like, I don't know, every time I think about it, it's like, that could have gone so very wrong, but it just went so right.
So can we put it on?
I mean, I don't know. I will have to like send the song. I'm going to send it through Discord. I don't know if that will work.
That's fine. So it's not in the Dropbox you sent me?
No, that's like the official track list. Okay. This is going to be really weird because I don't remember where I have it. Okay. I think this is it, but I want to say something before anything, that about me showing this song, and there is another song, like the credit song, that it has a version with my voice too. Maybe in the future, well, not that in the far future, but after the game comes out, I will make live videos of me showing the music, because I really want to talk about it in a deep level. That's like a plan.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
showing some of your production methods and whatnot.
Okay, yeah, I have the song here. I don't know. I don't know if you want to show it a little bit, or
yes, send it over. Yeah, we'll play a little bit of it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
So great.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, it is a demo. It's like the whole version, like the whole section of the song, or it's like a different song at the same time. Flip it to the other side. Flip it till you find the light. Don't be scared, take my hand. We'll be one in body and mind. Up your head, don't stop. Just close your eyes, you're mine. Don't stop your head, don't stop. It's like a whole different deal. It was like my own take of a BA VTuber singing. And the lyrics and all of the themes that the song talks about is that. It's like, I mean, I want to talk about what the song means, like, Genius, that channel that talks about the lyrics of the songs. I don't know if you know it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to do a small section of it, you say. It's really weird because a lot of people will say, oh, this is a love song. This is a song about wanting to be with someone. But I don't know if I can talk about the lore of the motifs of the character, Jose. I don't know.
Yeah. Just say it's spoilers until like it's over or whatever.
Okay.
You can talk.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to try to make it not that spoily, you could say. So yeah, if you don't want to hear anything, just skip this part. So the whole deal is that the boss wants to take over the body of Rhea, of the main character. So it's like this weird, almost creepy combination of, oh, I want to be with you, or I want to be you. so yeah, this whole deal about are mine and all of that. Yeah, I have the lyrics. Just close your eyes. You are mine. You're mine. Will be one in body and mind. So, yeah, that whole deal. That whole deal. It's like, oh, a love song. Oh, we're going to be together, and at the same time, so scary and so creepy. And I think it's really fun. And that was the approach I wanted, to be kind of scary, but not so much that it is creepy and horror or like.
It's more like funny scary.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like Robotnik from Sonic or something like that.
So and because of that, okay, I don't want to talk about it too much because like it's just there. But so I don't want it to be too scary or too weird. So I just opted to make different like words and like references to like digital analog stuff like floppy disks, CD, RAM, memory, TV, and all of that. So yeah, it was like a fun combination of creepy, scary. I want to be with you, and I'm a computer. So yeah, it's really weird to talk about it because it was like idea after idea until it worked.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Now, this is a demo here. Possible idea. Gonna slide it your way. You do a duet version with the VA and Skule here. I think that'd be pretty tight. What do you say?
Oh, maybe
she'll be down. She's gonna be down. She there's no question. She totally
I gotta say, also, you're pretty bopping in there, man.
I mean, if I want to release this version, I'm going to have to redo it. But yeah, I'm really down to sing and a duo. I mean, I don't know how it will implicate like the story of the video game. You could say like it's a canon or something like that.
We just say she's playing around or something.
I'm the funny like sidekick of the boss.
Yeah. No, because you remember you're the Carlos guy.
Oh,
remember? Yeah. You're another character.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I almost forgot. I do voiceover or like voices on the game. Two characters. One is Carlos, just one line, yeah. But the other one, I don't know if I should keep it a secret, Jose, or like.
I mean, you do the. Well, we can say he does like the big bad guy.
It's not my voice. It obviously has like filters and all of that, but
filters. Yeah.
It is my voice, the big bad.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a whole other deal, a difficult deal on how I did the voice and the words. Yes. Because in short, I had to talk backwards. The whole reference that Jose gave me was like Twin Peaks, like the talking backwards thing. So yeah, I spent I had to learn in a whole month how to talk backwards. It's really difficult. I have to say, I hopefully don't have to do it again because it was like a pain in the ass, but it was a fun kind of pain.
Yeah, that is just downright. Yeah, that's an iconic reference there. A nice Lynchian like backtracking scene. That still sticks in my mind when I rewatch. Like I'm reminded of like the Red Room scenes in Twin Peaks. Like that's just.
Oh yeah,
there's a lot of that in the game. You know, if you're a Twin Peaks fan, I think you're gonna be. You know, if you kind of look back on it, like maybe you don't notice now, but maybe since we brought it up, you're gonna notice a lot of Lynchian Twin Peaks stuff in there too. For good measure.
Room, what does it reference?
Or like a certain secret agent that appears also in the game. Might have some more references that I'm now just kind of putting the two together because I'm kind of slow like that.
It's so funny to hear that.
But that's the fun of it. That's the fun part for me because it's like there are things that younger generations aren't gonna get, but then there's people like me that I'm not that old, but it's like I watch this stuff and I have a love for like these kinds of things, and it's like we put it in there. I had no filter, man. It was just like I'm just gonna go for it, and it's so overt too, which is funny. but at the same time, people don't notice it, which is kind of also really, it's kind of brilliant, but really, it's fun. It's great. When people figure out, they go, oh, okay, that's what you meant.
Well, right, because this, and again, like Jose, you can give me the go ahead, because this is early in the game you meet this character. Like, do you mind if I extrapolate about that, or at least my thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, sure. You can talk about it.
Right. So it really didn't even kind of hit me until, like, again, before this podcast, where it's like, oh yeah, you have this secret agent or like federal agent who enjoys, you have soda guns. She has a coffee gun. Her name is Cooper. And it's like, well, that's kind of quirky there. I wonder if that really, so, they just kind of complete the game. It's just like, or, continue on with the game. It's like, oh, that's a Twin Peaks reference there, man. I feel, oh, you like it. You like it when it hits you, right? Like,
oh, wait until you watch the final boss. I'm not going to show the voice or anything, but yeah, I had to do a whole system of filters to get the voice right. Like the reverb and the reverse reverb of the in the original like Twin Peaks kind of voice they do. I had to do a whole system for that, and I have to say I'm really proud of that. Even if it was too difficult and like a lot of hard work, yeah, just wait until you get to that part. I have to say that's one of the, like, it's creepy and it's meant to be creepy, and it in some way it fits.
Exactly.
Yeah, nice. Well, I hope I get to play it. Do you have any plans? Because I know you're teamed up with Nintendo on it, but maybe for a port to PC in a year from now, something like that.
Yeah, I'm going to be like super honest here. It's really been a matter of resources for us. It's like, this is what we have in front of us. If we do more than one thing, we're going to break. Like either we make a thing that we can drop everywhere at once, or we make one really good thing that we can drop one time. And if people really like it and there's like an appreciation for it and support, it's like, yeah, of course we're going to try and get it, out there as many, to as many people as possible. And it's kind of funny because, just to give you like a very small anecdote, the director that I used to work with, he made primarily Switch games, like Nintendo stuff. And every time he released something, no one asked him about it. No one said, oh, are you going to release it to PC or whatever? It never happened. So I kind of fooled myself into thinking that was going to happen to me. Like, oh, they're not going to ask me. It's just a Switch game. It's like every 2 days, someone's asking like, hey, are you going to release it on PC? Are you going to release it on PC? And it's like, it's definitely something that I want to work towards, particularly if the support that we have right now is there, and not necessarily like, everyone has to buy the game, though. Please do it. But it's like, it's also like, people really like the thing as a thing, they like PopSlinger, they show interest on it. It's like, yeah, of course, if there's interest, we're going to try and just get it out there. That's the goal.
Yeah, even if they don't buy it, the whole like, oh, I'm going to wait until it comes out to PC, yeah, that works too, and that's really amazing. I mean, not only about the game itself, also the music. We saw a lot of messages and comments about, oh, when is going the soundtrack to come out? Where is the soundtrack? There's going to be vinyls and that. It was like, wow, people really want this.
Mm-hmm. No, that's so awesome to hear.
Video game OSTs are a hot commodity, definitely.
Yeah, I was going to ask, like, because sometimes on Steam you'll see the soundtrack release with the game or as an option to buy it, like, beside the game. But I think Nintendo's the way to go. They have a lot of, first of all, they have less games, so it's less, you're competing with less titles, but also the crowd is a good crowd for that type of game, and it works well on that type of device, I think. And, the game is for all ages, and Switches are known for that sort of thing. So Nintendo is rather.
It was my priority because, and this is something it's a very basic thing. It's like being a kid and saying, who doesn't want to make their own freaking Nintendo game, right? So that was me. That was me being very, very stubborn about it too. Like, I'm going to make a Nintendo game. And it was just, I guess I kept saying it. And if you keep saying it and people, they don't see you as a crazy person, sometimes they do, but like I kept saying it and it just kind of happened,
Yeah, that happened to me too, but not more in like, oh, I'm going to be in a game, I'm going to make a trailer, my music is going to be in a trailer, I'm going to be in a Nintendo Direct, and I got so ahead when I didn't knew that thing was going to happen. So yeah, it was like So it was so funny to see that.
Crazy.
It's just a dream come true for, I think, I don't know, maybe for, I think, everyone. I this is the one time I think I can speak for a lot of people in my team, is that this is a dream come true for everyone. This is the first time, this is a lot of their first thing, their first game. So like everyone was really like, yeah, no, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make a Nintendo game. It's gonna be out there for the Switch, and we were gonna play it. And I think that enthusiasm for the goal of getting the game in the platform, the reality of it, really, because it's far away from a lot of people, especially people here in Latin America. It's very difficult, to get a chance like that. So I think everyone was like, well, we got the chance now. We got the keys. We got the keys to the rally, to the derby or whatever. And now we got to get to the goal, no matter what place, but we're at least going to get there in style,
Crash with style.
I like it. Yeah.
Popping style.
Yeah.
I had to
made it, and congratulations. So what's the future look like for you? Maybe the next 2 years, apart from potentially PC release, maybe a deluxe edition of something like that. But what about any plan to continue working with these people you've met on another project?
Well, it's like this. It's like if pretty much kind of similar to the whole PC situation. We see that support, and it's like it kind of vindicates me that I'm not crazy and that all of the effort was worth something, because we're getting that, we're getting out there. And it's like, yes, of course, if I have the chance to work with these people again, I'm down. At least I know for a fact that Diego is like with me. He's sort of my partner in crime, my other partner in crime, my artistic partner in crime. While Toyama, I would say it's like my the me, but from like the music world almost, like a parallel to me, but in another dimension, and if I get the chance to work with him again, if he's willing to, my doors are always open. But yeah, we got, being honest, like I got so many ideas, obviously PopSlinger related, non-PopSlinger related, and because the world of PopSlinger to me is something that hopefully is something that we can expand upon. There's a few things there in the plot and of the game that you can, and some characters, that are very interesting, without saying too much out there. Because people that I hope get to the end of the game with like a good rank, I can say this. Like if you get like a B rank everywhere, or whatever, you finish the game, there's something there for you, like a little reward, so to speak. But yeah, it's something that I definitely would like to expand upon in the future. But in the immediate future, just to be clear, like we're trying to get this game to like Japan, man, because they have like the interest in this too. I was really surprised. We were hit by Japanese press by complete random. It's like, are you guys releasing this game in Japan? It's like, oh my god, and we had tweets about it. It's like, I can't say no, but I'm working on it. It's like we really want to get this game to as many people as possible. It's just an effort thing. So that's kind of where my head's at right now. Is just get this to the people, at least like in Japan right now in the immediate future, because of that interest. But also like obviously get it to as many hands as possible.
So what are some obstacles that would hinder your ability to get it released in Japan?
The game's narrative driven, and I recently just found out that the script is over like 5,000 words long or something, which it's not like a huge thing, but for a game of this kind of scope, it is kind of a bit. So it's like getting localized, translating all of those dialogues. Not necessarily a dub, though. Man, I wish we could do a dub. I wish we could do like a Japanese dub. It would be amazing. But like, just translating all of that dialogue, all of that story, localizing it, that in itself takes a lot of effort, And then obviously there's going through like their rating systems and stuff like that. So, it's a whole other ballpark that I kind of had to, I feel a little bad that I didn't really think about it, because I feel like I almost neglected it, because I was like, or rather I was not expecting us to hit it like this. I was not expecting us to be asked about this by people over there, and making articles about it even. Like we didn't have any idea they were going to write about us and like the bigger indie websites over there. So it's like, it's wild, man. Like now it's like, yeah, we gotta getting gear, put our pants on and just get to work on that.
Yeah. So now the hard work starts now.
Oh, I want to talk about something that reminds me of what you are saying. I don't know if any of you have watched Whiplash, the movie about jazz and drumming.
Oh yeah,
it reminds me of one of the final scenes where like there is like this moment where like it's playing like everything's going great, and then it watch to the teacher. And he's smiling, and there is smiling. Oh yeah, it's happening, but they can't stop. Like they have to keep going, and that's exactly how it feels.
Yeah, no, he nailed it. That's exactly how I feel today, yesterday, the day before that. I feel like this train just kind of started, and it's running, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's not just finishing the game. They tell you, oh, it's not finishing the game, man. It's getting it out there, and it's getting it to the people that actually want it, and it's getting it in the formats that people want it as well. And this obviously talking about like the soundtrack and stuff like that, or maybe even like physical versions of the game and all of that good stuff. But but it's a step-by-step process, unfortunately. For some other people, it's a little bit easier because they already have like their arrangements made. But for us, it's been more about, we've been so it's like saying we've been so focused on getting to the goal that we didn't think about what would happen if they gave us a trophy,
Yeah. Definitely. So what countries is it available in now to buy?
So right now it's available on all of the Americas, all of the Europes, and your Australias. Basically, like the Western world is pretty much available, gonna be available everywhere.
Okay. So check it out, y'all. Open up your Switch right now. Search it up, PopSlinger. I don't know how to do that on Switch, but do it.
We just talk in the future. Oh, watch buy the game. Oh, buy the game right now.
Oh yeah, let me do it. Sorry, I want to do it. PopSlinger out now at your nearest Nintendo Switch.
Nice.
Or if you are from certain dialects in the United States, soda slingers, because that's a big old thing. Pop versus soda. So you're gonna have to like DIY like the label yourself. If you don't like the PopSlinger moniker, you're gonna have to change that yourself.
It used to be called, by the way, and I think this is the first time I probably will say this openly. It used to be called Soda Pop Warrior. It was a really long name. I was like, that doesn't work, and for the longest time, it was years, in my mind, I had like Soda Pop Warrior. I mean, I even had an acronym for it. It was like SPW or whatever. Like we used to call it SPW. And then it was just like, this ain't gonna work, And then I guess they were PopSlinger because pop of like, the soda and sling, kind of Pokemon, I guess, like a I don't know what the term, portmanteau or whatever. It's like a combination of things, and also, I guess, bottle cap, pop cap or something. I think that's the term.
I took it as like a soda slinger, like a gunslinger, but it was with soda pop.
Yeah, exactly.
Gunslinger is what I said. Yeah.
I have to say, Pop.
That's so
I have to say, how do you say the first name? Soda Pop Warrior or something like that?
Yeah, Soda Pop Warrior.
I wanted to say like it kind of works. I think it's a cool name. But now that I think about it, I see the whole thing. Maybe it was for a different game. Like it works for a different type of game. Mm-hmm. So save that name.
Yeah.
Say put copyright on it, so like you can use it.
I just might. I just might.
Good, because
Possible
I think yeah. Maybe you could do something with it. Like all ideas are not bad. You just have to find a way to work with them. Even if you have to save them.
You're right. I keep learning.
PopSlingers.
Soda Pop.
Yeah, PopSlingers is with guns. You got soda guns, but Soda Pop Warrior. That the warrior usually implies some sort of like, I don't know, like a knight or something like that. So you have to have like
further story.
Or maybe a ninja. But how could you do a warrior ninja with soda stuff? Like a water sword with I don't know. Coca-Cola sword or wait.
Oh.
We're giving them ideas. Ideas.
Someone writing this down.
I have to say there is this whole thing about I'm a shooter. I shoot stuff. Then I'm going to fight a guy with swords, and he's going to win me for some reason because I don't know. Swords beat guns in the anime world. So yeah, it's a cool idea.
But in PopSlinger, it's coffee. You see, that's the That's the thing about that, is that they're diametric opposites in a way. Just this is a little bit of lore that isn't like it's not really a spoiler because that's, I think we kind of explained it. But the coffee thing is technology, and the soda thing, it's magic.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So there's a little bit of that aspect there. I don't know if it's like that overt, but it's kind of like implied. And if I get a chance to expand on it, then it's something that I definitely want to do. But it's like the coffee thing. That's it's a theme, right? There's a lot of themes in the game actually, but like this one I like because it's like coffee. There's bureaucracy, there's like officials and people drink that, and it's like it's like the drink that represents like the secret agent or whatever, other than like alcohol, right? But like
coffee's
the coffee
not for kids, folks.
Coffee, yeah, something like that. And so that's like the opposite, like bubbly, and that kind of clash too. That's sort of part of the fun, So it's a very thematic, kind of like the way Toyama mentioned. It's a very thematic thing that was done on purpose. There's a few things in there that are done on purpose. So if you kind of squint, if you kind of look at it, you start seeing some of those things, like the Twin Peaks stuff. It's all there. It's all deliberate.
As a joke, secret. Both connect because both have the same amount of sugar.
That's right. Caffeine.
Yeah, exactly.
You can die. You can die if you drink both. If you drink too much.
You guys are gonna give a lot of kids cavities and
oh no,
caffeine addiction.
I was waiting for this. Oh, I was expecting it. Because I was like,
what have I done?
Our parents are gonna come after me because I did this. Like, I don't know. Because it's not, just
a lot of mail.
No, something we said before. This is going to be a huge honor. Don't watch PopSlinger. It was made by the devil.
It was not made for not made for Christianity, I guess. It's not compatible. It's too sacrilegious, I guess.
Yes, exactly.
Everything comes back. It's a full circle of stuff.
So yeah, and that's the other thing. It's interesting because it's like we keep saying that it's for kids, but it's I would say it's for everyone, because it's like there are things for people that didn't because kids didn't grow up with Twin Peaks, so it's like there are things that people of my generation, I'm not that old. But like, and people older than me, like my dad, he listens to the music and he loves it. He says, oh, this reminds me of stuff from like the 70s too. So there's a little bit, I think, for everyone. The expression is very modern, but like I would say the material is also made out of things that I think even people older can consume, And you go, is that, what I think it is? You're probably right.
Yeah, it's funny too.
Well, it is for everyone. Like Nintendo is for everyone, right? Not just kids.
That's right.
I mean, despite of the things that Nintendo, like everyone says about Nintendo, like it's good. It's for kids. It's for adults. Like the amount of games there are.
It's wholesome goodness.
Yeah.
Except for GoldenEye.
Oh yeah. Too aggressive. Not for kids.
Too aggressive, Nintendo. No, great game. Aren't they remaking that or something?
I don't know really.
They've remade it like I think twice. Or at least there's been newer versions by Rare.
Yes, GoldenEye remake. Release date posted January 1st. It looks like they're remaking it.
That's interesting. Well, almost I forget. Something interesting that about new stuff and old stuff coming together. I think that's a big part of like future funk too, about the music. Everything has the same path, because future funk it's old stuff and old music with like drums and electronic and that jumpy stuff. But I want to reveal. Well, it's not like a big reveal, but when I hear. When I make music, I usually don't listen to future funk. It's not like I don't like it, because I like to hear future funk like it's something. But when I want to get inspired, I always listen to something that it's from really far from future funk, and I think it's really interesting to do that, and with anything really, because like I feel like you can connect stuff that maybe you don't know if it could connect. Because if you when Jose talked about his dad liking the music and said about something like the 70s of the 60s, I know it's there, like, all the disco and funk and all of that, like, synth stuff, but a lot of the music that I listened to make the PopSlinger soundtrack were from the 2000s. Like, I could say, like, the big two, like, artists that inspire me for the music. One is Kirinji. It's like a band from Japan, like modern J-pop jazz stuff. I really recommend it. And the second one will be.
Send me a link so we can put it in the description.
I want to. Shit.
You can do it after the show.
And the second one, the second artist that I listened to while making the music, it will be another band from, I think it's like, they are French. I'm not really sure, but it's called L'Imperatrice. It's like a pseudo French pop funk band. It's like really like sophisticated, but at the same time it's like really synthy. And okay, I'm not going to put myself out there because it's a really big risk, but I did sample something for one of the songs. Oh, for 3 songs actually. And if you want to know about like all this whole deal of future funk, it's always a sample and all of that. I think that I did nail a little bit of making original future funk, but yeah, at the end, everything, a lot of the things that I did were like sample. I didn't want to do it like so clear because I wanted to make something original and new for the game. But if you listen to the songs and you hear drums, like drum breaks or like guitar stuff, a lot of them are from songs that I sampled, but I had to hide them really well. So like, it's not really clear, but it's like still like remembering that future funk idea of
that familiar vibe, that people kind of expect from it. Yeah, exactly. I feel you. That's awesome.
Yeah, I have to say it was a really whole deal of like finding like inspiration, because there is. I can't remember what it's the name of the song, but it's from Madian for the final song. No, not the credit song. The song for the final boss. It's not future funk. It's kind of like techno stuff.
Techno.
And I think I'm sure, I don't remember really well, but it's like the only song in the whole like album or soundtrack that uses a song as a feature, like another song. The chopping and all of that. I, honestly, that was one of the hardest songs to make, because I was thinking, how do I make something that is completely opposite of the rest of the game? Because there is like, it's soft, like I kept my style like soft funk or soft future funk, because I know a lot of people do this like techno, French house kind of beats, and I really liked it, but it's not something that I really want. I really expresses how I make music, because
just really loud, just pushing everything to the max level.
But I'm sure that art for a lot of people is like expressing yourself, so I'm not really that like so like into the throwing myself out. I think it's more chill, you could say. So yeah, it's like funky, it's like it has drums, but it's like more relaxed, you could say. So yeah, but as I said, for the final boss song, I had to do something completely opposite. So it was really amazing to do that, to that kind of sound, and I think I nailed it, like kind of techno sound. And I always forget about the songs I made. This is so weird, but in that song you can hear my voice. I sing that song, like it's like far out me singing, and I think it's the only one. So yeah, even if I did made like versions of me singing, I felt that yeah, I should do it. I should like put myself in that position of singing and trying that out. So yeah, even I mean, you have the files and all of that, but you can hear like the dark purple, like it's the final boss. It's like a really whole deal by itself, and it's really different from what I make. But I'm really proud of that. I think it's really interesting. So, even if it comes out of like the stereo album, like that kind of sound, it's like it's its own thing, like in the middle of something new and something like I already did.
Oh, and it's probably, well, definitely a chance to get your voice on a Nintendo game soundtrack. So, why not take the opportunity?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how do you call it. I think it's like imposter syndrome, but I feel really weird hearing my voice and that stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm really disassociated, you could say, when I hear my voice. So I never sang, even if I kind of know. I'm not saying like, oh, I'm an amazing singer, but yeah, I think like even well, from the side of university and working on this game, like it did really open the doors and changed me in a lot of ways, and I think it changed everyone that was involved in the game. So yeah, I think like it was a really amazing thing to happen, not only for me as an artist, for like the game itself and the people that work on it.
Mm-hmm. No, it sounds so perfect. Well, congratulations, guys. It's really exciting, and I hope everybody gets a chance to play it soon. Coming out on Wednesday.
Right.
And the album on Neon City, February 2nd.
I just wanted to very briefly to because I've name dropped basically everyone on this team has done an amazing job, but I really want to give a shout out to Metal Hero because the work that was done on that album art is amazing, and it was done in COVID, like the artist had COVID, and that is just insane. Wow. Yeah, and it was just I still feel super guilty that this happened like this, but it kind of goes to show just how much passion everyone had for this project. It's like I don't care, and also I had COVID too at the very end of the cycle of development. So I understand very well what that feels like. It was just very, very, very tough for everyone during these times. But yeah, the work that was done on that album art is superb. I love it. I can't wait to see it in person. Once it's out there, it's gonna be a little piece of history for us. Because of the Neon City Records things, but it just looks so beautiful. It's amazing. Shout out to Metal Hero. You did great.
Yeah. I'm really happy for it too. Can you remind me how you knew Metal Hero? Because I don't remember me mentioning you about her. I forgot.
Because it's like I observe my environment, right? I observe who's around me and who I want to work with. And thankfully now I've been able to meet so many lovely people that I can kind of tell when I want something out of someone, and I have a feeling that it's going to work, before it happens. But then it's the same because I don't have any idea of how it's going to happen. It's a sense of even that was a discovery because we've never done an album art for a video game before. And just to reiterate, because a lot of games do this, they don't do what we did because sometimes they grab, even the bigger companies, they just grab the box art of the game, the potential box art, and they use that. It's like, no, we're going to do this like a record. We're going to do this the right way, so we're going to treat it as its own thing. And the art had that emphasis as well, so every bit of everything of this game has a ridiculous amount of effort and dedication and love. And I just want everyone to be able to get it and appreciate that,
Yeah. I mean,
awesome, man. Well, yeah, I'm sure everyone will feel the fruits of their labor quite shortly as the game comes out in just a few days, and you get to see it all finally, happen.
I was asking about Hero because it really is a small world, because I knew Hero even before like the whole deal about the game, because she did like a commission for me. So I remember like hearing Jose talking about her. I was like, oh wait, her, yeah, I know her. So it was really interesting to see that it connected me to a lot of people that I know by the game by itself. It's like it's the same like world.
Because it's a chain, it's like a domino effect. Once you drop yourself into this world, everyone around you kind of gets dropped inside it too, for better or worse, I suppose. So if I take an interest in something, it's for a reason. So like I said, it's just me kind of watching who can do the best possible work at any given time. And it's not just about the work, but like the relationship, like the professional relationship. And it's been so wonderful. Everyone, Hiro, Toyama, Tanya, Diego. I love their work. I think I can say that I love them. Obviously, in a professional way. It's truly because it was a labor of love from everyone, and I love the work that everyone has done. Me and just so you know, I feel myself like I'm a facilitator. Like I made these things happen. I had the initiative, but really it was just kind of setting up the stage so that these people could do the best possible work. And my job now is to make sure that job that work that everyone put into is out there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's all about for me. It's about sharing that love and that passion that everyone had for this.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well said, my friend. Well said. I totally get that. So where can people follow you guys to keep up with your school, your music, your projects, and also the game, of course, and Jose as well? Twitter, Instagram.
I mean, okay, you go first. Yeah.
Sure. It's at FunkyCanDev on Twitter because creative was just way too long. So at FunkyCanDev. But everyone else, you can look us as at FunkyCanCreative on Instagram, and we're also on Facebook, even though we're kind of dead there. But if you want to see some stuff there, it's gonna be there. Also, like we don't have a website yet because it's all been about the game. So PopSlinger.com if you want to see more or find out more about the game. And also, of course, on the Nintendo eShop, you're gonna find us there as FunkyCanCreative as well.
Yeah, awesome. About me, well, you can really look at me in every social media. Twitter as a Skule Toyama, Facebook as a Skule Toyama. If you have trouble finding my social, I have a link tree. I don't know if a lot of people check. Yeah, I think it's the most easy way to check my stuff. Because even if I'm like completely dead, I'm completely dead in social media. I'm still out there. If people talk to me because I get a lot of messages about, oh, your music is amazing or something like that, I always check them. Even if I don't post stuff, I'm there. So yeah, in the same way that it happened to Jose, I'm really approachable. I'm not like, oh, I'm not going to talk to you because I don't know you, something like that. Even if, I mean, it's of course normal to not really be open with people you don't know. But if you want to talk to me about, I don't know, music or like know something about it, I'm always open to talk about it.
Awesome, man. Well, please give Skule a follow and check out skuletoyama.bandcamp.com and check out Stereo and Toyama's Love Island.
Oh yeah, my future projects that is still on the work. I had been planning something for a long time. I'm sure you can see that in my social media, like 2 characters, a virtual band that it's called Zero Connection. Yeah, that. Even it's a little bit on the works yet, so it's not out there. But it's like a long-term project that I did release a song, Tropical Feeling. It will be like the first single of the band, but I'm going to talk about it more.
Awesome.
I can't say like a lot of it because I don't have much to show, but it's there and it's going to be like really. It's going to involve a lot of things that I'm hopefully going to be able to make. And yeah, even if I have like contacts from Jose, I'm going to look forward to work with something maybe. So yeah, that's all I can say. All I have.
You're always welcome in my world.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, it's amazing. Maybe I can talk to Diego about the whole art thing.
Oh, dude, I want you guys to get to it. You guys are like brothers, you guys talk the same, just in different languages. him as an animator artist in US.
I mean,
the
thing is, I need like someone to partner off about the art. I mean, not like in the full-time gorillas type of full life partner, but yeah, I have been looking to someone that can help me with that. So yeah, I'm just talking about the plans I have. So yeah, I'm just saying that the next project, a big project, is going to involve animation and art and all of that, and I'm really happy I can show it in the future. But not yet. I'm really getting ahead of myself. One thing at a time. At the time.
Yeah. All right, folks. Well, anyone else have anything they want to touch on? And Caravel, did you want to share your links also?
Well,
before we hit the road?
Well, I'm just kind of a humble guy right now. You can actually find this review as well as my other fiction posted on utopiadistrict.com. Click my author link for profiles and the other stuff I'm up to. But shout out utopiadistrict.com where you'll find the written review and my other stuff.
Awesome, man. Yeah, it should be on the front page of the site and, the fiction page, of course, and reviews for the game review. All right. And you could, go ahead.
I just want to say that, if you enjoy the game in any capacity, well, first of all, if you like it, please support it, buy the game, buy the game out now on Nintendo Switch, and get the record too. But please, if you enjoy it in any other capacity, just share it around. We really just want to spread out there. And you have my deepest thanks as a creator, because ultimately that's what I'm here for, is to share everyone's creation, including my own, and I'm just really, really thankful. If you enjoy PopSlinger in any capacity, art, music, whatever, you have my deepest thanks.
And feel free to reach out and say hi, of course.
Also, I'm really looking forward to see art from people. I mean, I have seen a lot of art that people make about the game, even if it's like commissioned or also like fan art. I want to see a lot of more of that because I'm really looking forward to the idea of having like a fandom of the game. I think it will be like bringing I think it helps bring people together. So yeah, if anyone wants to like make a fandom about it or talk about it, we'll be there. That's the thing. We'll be there 100%. That
nice.
Also,
got to put together the PopSlinger subreddit now.
Oh yes, we need those fan theories because I really want it to be like fan theories about the characters and relationships.
Oh yeah,
and, all that good stuff.
You have to think about the shipping too. That's going to happen. That's going to happen a lot. I'm feeling it kind of. Oh wait! I also forgot something. I don't know if we mentioned it, but for the people that can't get the music like on vinyl, the digital and streaming release is going to be the 10th of February. 10th of February.
10th of February. Okay.
My English. it's just struggling a bit. Sorry. So if anyone wants to like hear it on YouTube, it's going to be there. I'm planning to make a listening party of the album when the game comes out. So I will try to do it. I'm going to be there. I'm going to organize it, even if it's by myself.
Mm-hmm. Well, cool. Hit us up. We'll try and share the link around.
He says that. Well, he knows I'm going to be there.
I mean,
and I hope I get to make it too.
I want to organize something for the game because I remember when we were talking about like non-city records and all of that, and he told me like, oh, you could help me, and I just remember Jose doing the whole word and the whole talking, and it was like, okay, I guess he has everything in control. So I want to port something. So a listening party for the album soon.
Woo!
Woo!
Follow Skule on Twitter to find out when that happens. All right, folks. Well, this was a fun episode. Thank you guys for taking the time to sit down with us.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much for having us.
Anytime.
It was a pleasure.
Absolutely. Same pleasure's all mine. And be well. We'll talk soon. Hope everyone enjoyed the episode. Give us a follow on any podcast platform that you choose. We should be on all of them. Check us out on YouTube. We've got a Bandcamp, utopiadistrict.bandcamp.com. We've got the website, utopiadistrict.com, and a bunch of other stuff too, man. I don't even know. Check it out. We appreciate you. And that's it. Hope everyone has a great week ahead, and we'll talk to you soon. Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers.
Later.
I don't wanna lose your sunshine. I don't wanna lose your smile. I don't wanna lose my way. I don't wanna lose your heart. So I stopped looking into the past, 'cause that could go very wrong. I better go with you, make it last. With our love we'll save the world. So I stopped thinking I instead look at you. Your eyes are my only truth. At last we're together, just enjoy the view. There is no world without you. We can fly with the birds in the sky. Had a dream, we were in a car, heading to the city. We will be alright. My mean, step to the edge, left it all up on the other side. People smile and people cry. Gotta do it tonight. I stop looking into the past, 'cause that could go very wrong. I better go with you, make it last. With our love we'll save the world. So I stop thinking I instead look at you. Your eyes are my only truth. At last we're together, just enjoy the view. There's no world without you. That's when I came to life. Don't know if words can go by. When memories of you come back again, how do we both do fine? Every day I sit and ask myself, will there ever come a time when you and I will talk again? We need to hold on to ourselves. The way I feel and the way I think, don't matter how we make it through. Let's just get poppin', baby. Poppin' with love. Deep beneath me, deep down low. Takes one to stop, but two to get to the top. There is no stop when I'm with you. Saving the world with our glow. So I stopped looking into the past, 'cause that could go very wrong. I better go with you, make it last. With our love we'll save the world. So I stopped thinking I instead look at you. Your eyes are my only truth. At last we're together, just enjoy the view. There is no world without you. Yeah, baby, I don't wanna lose your sunshine. With love, I don't wanna lose your smile. Let's just get poppin', baby. I don't wanna lose my way. Poppin' with love, I don't wanna lose your heart. Let's get with love. Let's just get poppin', baby. Poppin' with love.